cut government assistance from people like this.
The truth is, y'all hating on me because I live rent-free and I can afford the luxuries that y'all dream about for me and my kids. I'm going to continue to buy my luxury bags while the government pay my rent. I'm going to continue to go on trips and do the things that me and my kids love to do while y'all struggle to pay for a grocery bill, and I'm swiping my
EBT to spend $27 worth on cupcakes so her son can take them to his ABA therapy session for his birthday. This is why I don't feel bad about EBT being cut off in the month of November.
It doesn't matter. EBT is for food. She used food. And then you go on in the video and say, well, why didn't she just buy the ingredients? Why does it matter? She bought store-bought cupcakes. As an autism mom, we don't know what type of battle that woman is fighting. We don't know what that woman is going through.
These type of people right here are extremely frustrating and annoying to talk to and converse with, because they can't just sit and have a calm conversation and just make their points. They have to do all this beating. They have to raise their voice. Ma'am, that is completely unnecessary. Just make your point. And I could already tell she was about to go off when I seen she had the buck eyes. Her eyes got real buck. And that's how she'll be looking at you. And people like this like to make scenes in public. So when you're dealing with somebody like this, it's really just best you just just go ahead and go on about your business and let them just, live in their own little world.
Autism mom, why does it matter?
Look
She
at the
bought
buck eyes.
store-bought cupcakes.
Look at them buck eyes. That's how she'll be looking in your face in person. Ma'am, just converse regularly.
As an autism mom, we don't know what type of battle that woman is fighting. We don't know what that woman is going through day in and day out with her child. She made an executive decision for her child to celebrate her child's birthday, and you want to sit here and make a think piece on why this is not what food stamps is supposed to be used for. Why not? Why do y'all hate kids so much? The kid is happy. I'm sure her child and her child's friends at ABA are happy. Y'all want to see children hungry and miserable for what? It's her child's birthday. She bought cupcakes. So what? So what? Did your mother not love you enough? I'm so sorry that you are offended by a mother using her food stamps to buy cupcakes for her autistic child. What?
Here's the thing. I mean, if you really believe what you're saying that much, then you should just be satisfied in that. You shouldn't have to convince people so much like she feels the need to do. Right? That guy stated his opinion. I don't really care to touch on that situation because that situation pales in comparison to that first clip we just watched. So we need to go back to that and unpack that further. Before we do that, y'all, if you could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. It only takes a second and it helps me out tremendously. So if you could like the video, I know it's easy to forget, but I would greatly appreciate it. Let's get back into it.
Y'all hating on me because I live rent-free and I can afford the luxuries that y'all dream about for me and my kids. I'm going to continue to buy my luxury bags while the government pay my rent. I'm going to continue to go on trips and do the things that me and my...
Egregious. Absolutely egregious. And see, this is the problem. And see, not only is she going to mess it up for herself, which I wouldn't be surprised if, someone has reported her at this point. But then you mess it up for, like I always say, the people who actually do rely on the benefits. Because when you have people defrauding, now we just have to come through with blanketed regulations that's going to affect everybody in some way, shape, or form. When if people could just do the right thing and only use it if they need it and if they truly qualify for it and not try to find all these loopholes in order to take advantage of and to exploit, then we wouldn't even have to go through all this.
And y'all need to stop calling people lazy because they don't want to get a job. People are just tired of being slaves. When I go on Indeed, you know what I see? Plantations. Ain't nobody finna be doing all that work for that little bit of money they be trying to give people. And it does not take a full hour to make $20.
My $3,000 food stamps for $2,500 a month. I rent out my Section 8 mobile home to my sister for $500, and I pocket the $500. Section 8 pays $800. So I know you can spend a lot of money at like Sam's Club and stuff, but I would prefer to go to the food bank to get food for my kids and then take all the free options that they give you at the school as far as free lunches and the food bank and the free pantry, stuff like that. I use that regularly. I make about $20,000 a month on TikTok, and my husband works a full-time job. So between food stamps, Section 8, and TikTok, we're sitting pretty. And before everybody comes for me, I just want you all to know that this is a joke and I don't actually do that. We can't even get accepted for food stamps and we're barely surviving.
Ma'am, get off my screen. Just playing games. What was the point of that? Look how easily and how effortlessly she just lied in front of our face and made up that story with a straight face and came up with a whole made up story. What's the point of this? Are you a grown woman or not? That's what I'm trying to understand. Why we come on here playing games? And the only thing you just did is you just ruined trust. So I don't know if she has a following, but trust is something that's hard to acquire, but it's very easy to be stripped of. So I don't know like what the point of this is. Just goofy. Grow up. Now let's go back to the other young lady who was bringing up the fact. She said it doesn't take an hour to make $20. Basically saying, if you make $20 an hour or whatever. Here's the thing, right? Because that is a good, I'm not going to lie. I'll give you a good point. When you really put it into perspective, and me knowing what I know and how valuable time is, I guess I could somewhat agree. But I think we need to re-explore and reframe the reason that we're working in the first place. Because first of all, what else would you do? What's the alternative? You don't want to work. You don't want to be productive. You don't want to do anything. So I think we have to understand that it's good for us to be working anyway, just from a spiritual standpoint, as well as just from a healthy, mind space standpoint. It's good to get out and be productive and interact with other people, right, towards a common goal. But I mean, if you're religious, which I hear so many people come on and say that they are, if you don't want to do it for the $20, do it for God. God wants you to work, right? And you can look at that as a way to honor him. So I think we just have to re-explore the reasons that we do things and instead just be grateful that we get something for us doing something that's good for us spiritually, mentally, and physically anyway.
Trump said, come October, you Section 8 and Housing Authority living women's, y'all got to go. And y'all already know, if they take them vouchers from y'all gonna lose y'all men. Y'all gonna lose y'all man. Y'all already know that, because y'all man is holding on y'all for dear life just to have somewhere to stay. In free housing and free Section 8. Trump say ain't no more lad up having all these babies think y'all finna collect all this welfare and food stamps. He say no. Y'all gonna get up like us working folks is out here hustling. Okay, paying rent and rent going up every day. I mean paying full rent and rent going up every year, y'all.
Here's the thing. I mean, I like what she's talking about so far. That's kind of funny, a funny point to make. But I don't consider those men for a multitude of reasons. I mean, you don't have your affairs in order. You don't handle your business, and you're manipulating somebody just for shelter, right? To basically take care of you. That's not a man to me. But let's finish her up. Hear her the rest of her point.
Trump say, we're gonna all make them the same level. Okay, we all gonna be on the same level. Y'all gonna have to get y'all ass up and go to work now. Come October, y'all gonna have to go to work. I feel sorry for y'all that land up there having them 9, 10, 11, and 12 babies. Okay, and on government assistance. Some of y'all even got husbands on government assistance. Trump say ain't no more of that. Y'all voted him in there, so he putting it on y'all ass. Yes. and the main ones didn't vote, the ones that's in Section 8 and House and Authority. Trump say hell to the no. Y'all done been dependent on this too long. He gonna make y'all get out there and be independent. And I don't feel no sorry for you. Get y'all ass out here and pay some real rent. Land up with these men ain't got no job. Y'all done support these men. They won't even go to work, y'all. Cause y'all open arms for their free place to stay, free coochie to get, okay, free food to eat from food stamps. Get them, Trump. Get them, Trump. Get all that. Make all that ass get up and go to work. I approve this message, Trump. I approve this message. Yes, we tired of y'all paying taxes and stuff for y'all to have the best life and ain't got shit going for yourself. You can't been on this Section 8 and House and Authority for years after years. Y'all don't even try to do better. So Trump gonna make y'all get up and do better, okay?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, what she's saying, is that there's a segment or group of people who are being enabled in order to make reckless, raw decisions. Raw and reckless decisions, ultimately. And it's like you're being incentivized to just be able to come out here and just live it up. Live your best life. Do all the impulsive things that I guess you could say we all would like to do, but we have to filter it in through our logic and through our mind, and then we have to really ask ourselves, what is it worth it? But some people aren't having to do that, and they're still being able to live better than people who are actually making the right decisions and forsaking certain things that they could get up front in order to prioritize their longevity in the future. And so, yes, ultimately, we're entering into a climate of personal responsibility. And I think not only is that going to serve as an excellent deterrent so that people don't continue to feel like they're incentivized to do things, but also there's going to be certain people who are going to have to be made examples of as well, which will also contribute to that point that I just made about it being a deterrent. But yes, it is going to hit some people pretty hard. And ultimately, all you can do is blame yourself because you were relying on something outside yourself and you were thinking that it was going to be able to protect you and cover you when you should have been, right? It's like living below your means, right? You should live below your means so that you have a little something saved, regardless if things are great right now when you're bringing in all the money in the world. You should still live below your means because life is like peaks and valleys. Eventually, there will become a low spot to where it would be nice if you had something to be able to transition through that smoothly and then get back to that peak. So we'll leave it there for today, y'all. I'd appreciate it. Again, if you could like the video. Again, it helps more than you know. Helps me tremendously. And then also, if you could hype the video. Hype is a new feature that YouTube offers. And basically what that does is when you hype, it actually helps smaller content creators like myself. And it pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So if you can hype the video as well, you press the hype button just like you press the like button, and then it'll show you the points. And they're also, it seems like, giving more points than usual. But if you can't find it, I understand. Sometimes it vanishes. I don't know why. So a like works just fine. And also Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.